Hello and welcome back to Wrongmar. In today's geography lesson, we're taking another look at Europe. And this time we're taking a look at some of the capital cities. Our goal for today is to identify some of the capital cities of Europe and their main features. But first, there are a few geography-related words beginning with C that keep popping up. I want to make sure that you know the difference between them. So tell me this, what is the difference between a continent, a country, a county, and a capital? Pause the video and write down a quick definition for each of these. Well, we all live on Earth. That we can agree on. And on Earth, there are a couple of large land masses. These are called continents. The world is split into 7 different continents. Inside each of these continents, except for Antarctica, there are different countries. A country is an area of land with its own government. Inside some of these countries, you've got smaller areas called counties. This breaks the country up into small little bits and pieces. And inside one of these counties is going to be a city, a capital city, the most important one in the country and where the government run the country from. Today we're going to take a little trip around some of those capital cities. You're going to need to put on your detective cap for this because we're going to land in a capital city. I'm going to take a stroll out onto the street and I'm going to tell you a few things about it. You have to see if you can figure out which capital city in Europe am I in. Once you think you know it, you write down the answer. Are you ready? Let's head off to our first capital city. Nothing stands out too much to me here. It's night time, so that doesn't help. Well, let me give you a little bit of a help. If you were in this capital city, you might be able to try a dish called paella. This is a rice dish that's usually filled with seafood, but you can get it with meat and veggies as well. Any ideas yet? One more clue. If you were here, you could go visit the royal palace. This is the official home of the royal family in this country. Do you know where I am? Pause the video and write down the answer if you know. This capital city is Madrid, the capital of Spain. Let's head off to another European capital. This is colourful. If you found yourself in this European capital city, you might be able to try a dish called pelmeni, or maybe pelmeni, I'm not sure. This is a dumpling that is wrapped in a thin dough and stuffed with a filling. Sometimes it's minced meat like pork or lamb or fish, or it could be mushrooms as well, or herbs. While you're in this capital city, you definitely want to check out St. Basil's Cathedral. It is a stunningly colourful building that you won't be able to see anywhere else in the world. So, do you know where I am? Pause the video and write down your answer. Well, I am in Moscow, the capital of Russia. Let's hop back on the plane and hit up another European capital. Now, this is different. Beside the sea, lots of fishing ships. Well, if you were in this European capital and you really liked fish, you're in the right place because you can try a dish called pickled herring. It kind of tastes like pickles but with fish instead of gherkins. While you're here, make sure you check out the Viking Museum, where there are actual real-life Viking longboats that you can see. If you know where I am, pause the video and write it down. I am in Oslo, the capital of Norway. Let's go to somewhere a little bit warmer. I'm not sure this place is warmer at all. That looks familiar. If you come to this capital city and you've got a very strong stomach and are very brave, you could try the dish called escargot. Escargot are, land snails, served up usually with some herbs or some sauce in some of the fanciest restaurants in the city. While you're here, you should also go and have a look at the Arc de Triomphe, a really famous monument seen throughout history. If you know where I am, write it down. Well, I am in Paris, the capital of France. Let's go somewhere a little bit more eastern. This looks fancy. Skyscrapers and glass buildings. Very modern. Well, if you are in this capital city, you might want to try out a dish called bigos. Bigos is a hunter's stew, so it's filled with meat. Usually, you'll have chopped up meat stewed with sauerkraut and fresh cabbage. While you're here, you might want to check out the Old Town. This place was completely rebuilt after World War II because it was mainly flattened during the bombing raids. Any ideas where I am? Pause the video and write down your answer. Well, I am in Warsaw, the capital of Poland. Let's fly to a different part of Europe. Now, this is a very famous landmark from a different angle, so you might not recognize it initially. If you were in this capital city, you might want to try a real-life carbonara. This is a pasta dish with a very few ingredients. You also have to check out the Colosseum, one of the oldest standing structures from Roman times. Well, I hope you know where I am. Pause the video and write down your answer. I am, of course, in Rome, the capital of Italy. Now, let's take a journey not too far away to another capital city. This capital city is unusual. It doesn't really have its own special type of food that I can tell you about, but it does have its special type of people that you'll only find here. These are the Swiss Guard. They are a very, very selective group of young men whose job it is to guard this capital city. And if you are here, you have to go see the Sistine Chapel. The beautiful hand-painted walls and roof are well known all around the world. So, do you know where I am? Pause the video and write down the capital city. Well, it's a bit of a trick one, because I am in the Vatican City, which is both the capital and the name of the country. Let's go somewhere else, somewhere different for our last capital city. Oh, this looks cold, and pretty small for a capital city. If you were here, you might want to try a dish called plokkfiskur. This is a fish stew made from fish, potatoes, onion, and this white creamy sauce that you can see. While you're staying in this capital city, it's a great chance to get up close and personal and do a bit of whale watching. So, do you know where I am? Pause the video and see if you can write down this European capital. I will be very impressed if you get this one. Well, I'm in Reykjavik, the capital city of Iceland, way up north. The very edge of Europe, really. So that's enough adventuring around Europe for one day. Our goal for today was to be able to identify some of the European capital cities and some of their main features, like their food and some of their main attractions. If you could visit only one of these European capitals, which one would it be and why? That's all we have time for this week. Until next time, take care.